Hey everyone, welcome back to this week's drink along video. I'm Rachel.
I'm Luke.
We're a beer jerk.
This week we're drinking a beer from Hallertau in collaboration with Thomson Whisky. It is their whiskey double stout, barrel aged. Thank you. So Hallertau is again an older brewery in New Zealand. It's been around for quite a while now. It's in beautiful Riverhead out west. And they also have a brewing venue in Clevedon as well. Cheers.
Cheers.
So yeah, Hallertau have a really famous and sort of well-regarded core range that you see in lots and lots of places. And they do some really great seasonals. So I think maybe the last one we had from those guys was their, perhaps it was their Feijoa sour or one of the fruited sours, maybe Tamarino or something, because they're surrounded by lots of orchards and things as well, so they get good access to lots of good fruit. But yeah, on site at Hallertau is also the home of Mat Thomson and Thomson Whisky. So whiskey, as you know, I'm sure, is just beer. So the wash for whiskey is simply a rough beer, basically, with no hops. And then it gets distilled and put into barrels, which is where so much of the flavour comes from. But have you had a swig? What are you thinking?
I like it. I do not like whiskey. Whiskey scares me. Even the smell of it scares me. So this one, it smells like whiskey, so I was a bit nervous to drink it. But then I drank it, and it tastes a lot better than I thought.
Well, it's still relatively cold, so as it warms up, you're going to be getting a lot more whiskey character out of it. So maybe scull it while it's still cold.
I gotta scull it real fast before the video ends.
So yeah, a really cool collaboration to see the brewery and the distillery working together on this one. And yeah, barrel aged stouts are a really key part in the history of modern beer. Of course, beer has been kept in wood for millennia. Just barrels are made of wood, so long before stainless steel fermenters came around. Beer was being aged and stored and even fermented in wood and kept in barrels, and real ales are poured from the wood, etc., etc. But the idea of using wood on purpose to imbue flavour and character in high ABV beers is a relatively new thing. It is from the last 20 years. And it all started off with one brewery, Goose Island, in Chicago. And they're, it is on the tip of my tongue, the name of the Goose Island beer. It is called, oh god, because it's in a plain bottle and it has like the little label on the neck tag. Anyway, it'll come back to me. I really should write some notes down for these videos. I say that like every second week. Bourbon County. So Bourbon County is the name of the series that really just became synonymous with Goose Island. It just took over so much of their production and became so popular. And around I suppose 2010 or so, it was a beer that was traded and just so much in demand in the States and also internationally until I think about 2018 or thereabouts, when Goose Island got bought by Anheuser-Busch. And there's a really, really good book about this called Barrel Aged Stout and Selling Out, which is written by a fantastic beer journalist. I'd really recommend you read it. I think the audiobook, you can get it on like Shopify, Spotify and stuff. But yeah, this high ABV is really going to my head clearly.
I like it.
Warming these cold winter evenings.
Yeah, we're very cold. We need this.
So yeah, the book Barrel Aged Stout is Selling Out, I definitely would recommend reading, especially at the moment as we are seeing craft beer go through a bit of a stage of transition and of change. But yeah, looking at the history of Goose Island, this incredibly important series of beer of the Bourbon County series of beer. And then Americans talking about it being sold at Walmart and places like that. What used to be something that was really, really special and hard to come by, it just became ubiquitous, and you'd hear about batches getting pulled away because it couldn't be sold or it was being discounted. And so yeah, I suppose these barrel aged stouts are they were the next stage after the whole IBU arms race and sort of bitter West Coast IPAs sort of trend in craft beer, and brewers doing all these ridiculous things with high ABV beers in various styles. But I mean, it is barrel-aged stouts that have always been the darling in different kinds of cool barrels. And of course, you can get lots of different flavours from different kinds of wood, but also different kinds of barrels that have been used for different kinds of drinks. So things like Calvados barrels, apple brandy can be really delicious in beers, and sherry barrels, and kind of everything really. But bourbon especially was it was kind of a perfect storm, because American bourbon brewers can only use the barrel once to make bourbon, and then it has to get discarded. So generally it would be, those barrels would go over to Scotland, where they become whiskey barrels, but then the trade in barrel-aged beers took over, so that became a huge thing, and then it became hugely expensive for brewers to get hold of barrels. That was a bit of a stream of not necessarily connected consciousness.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, you said whiskey is beer? I didn't know that. Like just way longer fermented?
No.
Beer?
So if you ever get a chance to go to a whiskey distillery, go on a tour. If you're ever in Northern Ireland, go to Bushmills. It's really amazing. It's next to the Giant's Causeway. But yeah, you brew. You make beer basically, and before you package it or anything, you just distill it, which is essentially heating it up to really high temperatures, and you effectively boil off the water and just keep the alcohol that's left behind. So that's what, like, single malt whiskey. It's malt, which is malted barley. It is broadly the same as beer.
Yeah.
As I say, we don't use hops when making whiskey.
Yeah.
It is a grain spirit of barley, and the flavour mainly does come from the wood, and you do get a lot of flavour from wood. So it's oak that generally is used in whiskey and in bourbon, and oak just really has that beautiful, like, vanilla sort of character to it, and just that softness and sort of perception of sweetness. But it feels like only 15 minutes ago that we were drinking a different porter. I know it's been many days because it's a new week.
It's been a week exactly.
But how do you think this compares to the Black Duck?
Well, I think they're both very good. I mean, since in the age I am living in, I prefer things that are higher percentage. So I do like this one in that aspect.
Yeah.
But I do like the other one in a different aspect that...
I promise you we are not drunk, despite me slurring my words and Rachel struggling to...
I'm trying to talk about things I don't know about.
Black Duck was really easy drinking, right?
Yeah. This is also easier to drink than whiskey itself, so...
It's easier to drink than whiskey, thumbs up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's layered. It's got like complexity. It's a crowd pleaser. Like, of course, you're all gonna love this. It's delicious. It's better than whiskey. It's swinging whiskey.
Yeah. It's good for a cold night.
Really good for a cold night. And yeah, with temperature, as I've written in the email, it's start off with it a bit warmer. It really should be drunk at more like a cellar temperature. So I suppose something like 8 degrees Celsius or thereabouts, or even warmer. And just as it gets warmer in the glass, it's gonna open up and a lot more flavour is gonna come out. And it's just the same as kind of anything. But if you have if you had some chocolate, high quality chocolate that's straight from the fridge, it kind of tastes like nothing. Then you have it at room temperature and more flavour comes out. So yeah, definitely a good one to be warming up, and again, good one to go with food probably.
Yeah, a good roast.
Well, yeah, you pair it with a roast, you reckon?
Or anything.
So glad I got you to join you for this one.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic beer. Great release from Hallertau. Cool. It's always interesting seeing the different seasonal releases that Hallertau put out. They are a brewery that kind of marches the beat of their own drum, really. I feel like they are pretty self-sustaining as a brewery. They've got their own venues, and they sell huge amounts of their beers through them, which is a really great way to have your business set up in 2026 and not be reliant on supermarkets, because God knows where that's going to happen. I think there are various breweries that actually don't really need to do seasonals necessarily. I don't think there will be much of an impact if Hallertau just decided not to do seasonal beers and just stuck to their core range. Sort of financially, that's where the big numbers are. But of course, creatively, and for the brew team there, this is what's exciting and it's what's interesting, and it's cool to collaborate with your friends, and it's good to sort of flex your creative muscles every now and again. As much as it is so impressive to have a great core range and have that consistency, sort of brew after brew after brew, also knocking a beer like this out is also a good way to sort of show off and win a few awards perhaps, and keep me and you happy on this cold winter's evening.
Yeah.
Great work to the brew team at Hallertau. Thank you all for joining us again this week. We'll see you again next week. Cheers.
Cheers.